Transformers: The Last Knight was directed by Michael Bay once again, as are all the other Transformers movies. If you've seen all the other Transformers movies, you know what you're getting into here. This is going to be a spoiler-filled review. If my thought is, if you're going to see this movie, you're gonna see this movie or you've already seen it. I feel comfortable talking about it. Now, I've been requested to do the first three Transformers movies, so I'm going to give brief thoughts on the other Transformers movies leading up to The Last Knight. The first Transformers is mostly regarded as the best. It's not for me. It is very annoying. It is nice to see the language of Cybertron and the Transformers on screen translated into regular English. It's nice to see that touch on the screen. I didn't grow up with the cartoons. I didn't grow up with the comic books. I didn't even grow up with any of the extended animated series or anything like that. Michael Bay's Transformers was the first exposure for me to Transformers itself. So the first movie was fine for me when I first saw it. I gave it about a 6.5 out of 10. It's a robot car movie. I didn't take it very seriously. The second movie is famous for its issues when it was being made. It was famous for strikes and script rewrites and Michael Bay just losing his mind and being on such a strict time crunch where he had to get something done because studios were pushing him. So Revenge of the Fallen, which is the second Transformers movie, it does fall in some places. There's an entertaining fight in a forest. There's more chemistry, I guess, between Sam Witwicky, Shia LaBeouf's character, and Megan Fox's character as well. There's more chemistry between them, but it doesn't add very much to the movie. Then the third movie, I like the last half. I like the last half of the third movie, Dark of the Moon. The rest of it, I can do without. If I'm watching it with a friend, I'll skip past the first half of it, then I'm fine with the rest. Leonard Nimoy in that movie, he voices Sentinel Prime, and that is fairly entertaining. He even has a Star Trek line in there, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, and it's a nice nod to his Star Trek fame. It's really nice. Age of Extinction was the first Transformers movie I ever saw personally. So going into it, I knew nothing about the original three. I didn't know about Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. I didn't know about any of them. I knew about Mark Wahlberg and his character's daughter, and he's just a failed inventor. He wants to build something that matters. And I enjoyed the family dynamic. I enjoyed how he found Optimus. I enjoyed Lockdown. When I first saw Age of Extinction, Lockdown was completely just amazing to me. I loved his design, I loved his voice, and it was awesome. The movie was long, I could not deny it. Even though I loved the movie to almost no end when I first saw it, I couldn't deny it was long. I was watching it again recently, and I was thinking, wow, this third act is really long. It wasn't the third. It was somewhere in the second act of the movie, and it was long. Whenever you think it's leading up to the climax, it keeps going. So that was a little irritating. Other than that, I remember enjoying Age of Extinction. But The Last Knight apparently is going to be Michael Bay's last Transformers movie, and you can tell. This movie, Transformers: The Last Knight, you can tell that Michael Bay was pressured by studios, that he was rushed, that he was paid a lot of money just to get it over with. And a lot of the decisions in this movie really do look and sound like he was just cashing in a paycheck and that he just wanted to get it over with and say, yep, this is my last Transformers movie, I'm done. Anthony Hopkins gives a entertaining performance as Sir Edmund Burton, the last surviving member of the Order of Witwickens. And he's got an entertaining performance. Mark Wahlberg, he's likable. He still plays Cade Yeager. And there's a new robot named Cogman who apparently was designed to look like a clock, like an old style grandfather clock. You can see gears in his head and things like that. He is very entertaining. He's the comic relief in this movie. And John Turturro's Agent Simmons from the first three shows up in this movie again. He's likable, I guess. I found him really irritating in the first three, but at least apparently he came up with his own lines. He did a lot of improvisation himself, so his character is really creative for me, even though his humor doesn't resonate with me very well. I can appreciate his performance. Other than that, I enjoy Quintessa, the villain in this movie. Her design, when I first saw her design, wow, I thought this was one of the most beautiful designs for a CG character ever made. I thought it was beautiful. And her voice with the surround sound, and when I've watched it on digital with the bass headphones, it just echoes into your mind. After I watched the movie, her voice was still echoing around in my brain. That's how awesome it sounded to me. Optimus, he's on the poster. But he doesn't show up much in the movie. He shows up near the beginning briefly, and then he shows up at scattered points throughout the movie, and then he's at the end. So if you haven't seen this movie and you're going into it looking for Optimus Prime, you're probably going to be disappointed. All the cars get updates. Bumblebee is a concept Camaro. He's always been a Camaro, but he's a nice new design. And a lot of the Autobots from the last movie, Age of Extinction, Drift, and Crosshairs. I had to think about his name for a bit. Crosshairs, he's in this one too. But they all appear in this movie again. And there's a little girl, I don't know the actor's name, but she pretty much spends the whole movie saying that she's really good at something, and that she wants to fight, and she wants to be important, and she just disappears for like the main second act of the movie. She's in the beginning and then she's at the end. I didn't really resonate with her character. She was likable, but she just didn't seem to have much of a character arc. The Last Knight, for me, if it is indeed Michael Bay's last Transformers movie, he did well with it. It's a functional and workable and decent movie. The first Transformers gets a 6.5 out of 10. Revenge of the Fallen, the second one, that one gets about a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it more because there was more Megatron and it had more cool locations, and I just liked it a bit more. The third one, I would give that one as well a 7 out of 10. Just because I enjoy the last half so much and it's got more entertaining sequences. Age of Extinction, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It was the first Transformers I ever saw, and it left an impact on me. It made me want to look more into computer-generated graphics. It made me want to look into film a bit more. And The Last Knight, it gets the same rating. I like the Transformers movies. They are great background movies. If I'm having company over, they're good background. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. You all are awesome. Check out my other movie reviews. Come back very soon for more. You guys have yourselves a great day. Take care.